You think quitting is a decision. You believe it happens in a moment of weakness. You've been told it's a character flaw, a failure of discipline, a lack of grit. But I am here to tell you, you're wrong. Quitting is not a moment. It is a frequency. And if you are vibrating at that frequency, you will quit before you even begin. The person who never quits is not superhuman. They are not immune to pain. They do not possess some rare genetic gift that shields them from doubt. What they possess is something far more powerful and far more available to you than you have ever been told. They possess an unbreakable inner signal, a frequency so locked, so rooted, so deeply encoded in their identity that surrender is not even a language their nervous system speaks. Let me ask you something. When life pushes back, when the plan collapses, when the money runs out and the people you trusted walk away, what is your default? Not your peak state, not the version of you that shows up after a motivational video. Your default, because that default is your frequency, and your frequency is your fate. Most people treat persistence like a performance. They white-knuckle through hard seasons, grinding with their teeth clenched, counting down the days until relief arrives. That is not resilience. That is resistance. And resistance is exhausting because it means you are fighting your own signal. The person who never quits does not fight. They flow. Not because the road is easy, but because their identity is immovable. Here is the truth no one wants to say out loud. You do not quit because circumstances are too hard. You quit because you have not yet decided who you are. Decision is the bedrock. Not motivation, not momentum, not a perfect plan. Decision. A clear, singular, non-negotiable declaration that this is who I am now, and I do not negotiate with fear. So let me ask you again, have you decided, or are you still auditioning? Because there is a version of you that has already made the decision. That version does not wake up wondering if today is the day they keep going. They wake up and they move. Not because they feel like it, not because the universe sent a sign, because they made a covenant with themselves, and they do not break covenants. Now let me give you the architecture of that identity. The 3 pillars of someone who never quits. 1. Rooted purpose. Not a goal, not a vision board, a reason that lives below the surface, beneath ambition, beneath ego, in the marrow of your being. A why so heavy, so non-negotiable, that no obstacle can outweigh it. If your purpose is shallow, your persistence will be shallow. But if your why is woven into your identity, then quitting becomes identity destruction, and the human organism will endure almost anything before it destroys its own identity. Find the why that makes surrender impossible, then guard it like your life depends on it, because your future does. 2. Reframed resistance. Here is what the unbreakable know that the defeated do not. Resistance is not a stop sign. It is a signal. It means you are close. It means you matter. It means what you are building is real enough to be tested. Every wall you hit is not evidence that you are wrong. It is confirmation that you are on the right road. The wrong road has no resistance because nothing real is waiting at the end of it. So the next time life pushes back, do not collapse. Recalibrate. Say, this is proof. This is initiation. This is the door that only opens for those who knock long enough. 3. Identity investment. You must become the person who never quits before the results give you permission to. Not after the breakthrough, not after the win. Now, speak like that person, move like that person, make decisions from the frequency of that person, because your nervous system does not know the difference between a rehearsed identity and a lived one. It only knows repetition. So repeat the right identity until your body has no other option but to believe it. Those 3 pillars, rooted purpose, reframed resistance, identity investment, are not tactics. They are the skeleton of an unbreakable life. But let me warn you, this path will cost you something. When you decide to become someone who never quits, the world will test that decision immediately. It will send doubt dressed as logic. It will send delay dressed as failure. It will send the voices of people who love you but fear your potential, whispering, maybe it is time to be realistic. And in those moments, you will face a choice, not between quitting and continuing, between the old version of you and the new one. Let the old version go. You do not need its permission, because here is what I know about you. You have already survived everything that was supposed to break you, every season you thought would end you, every betrayal that redefined you, every moment you sat alone in the dark, wondering if it was worth it. You are still here. That is not an accident. That is evidence. That is your signal, telling you what you are made of. You are not built for the comfortable path. You are built for the long one, the one with no applause in the middle, no guarantee at the finish line, just the quiet, relentless conviction that what you are carrying is worth delivering. So do not quit. Not today. Not when it is hard. Not when it is lonely. Not when the numbers say no. and the timeline has collapsed, and everyone else has moved on. You do not move on, you move forward. Because the person who never quits does not measure time in seasons of failure. They measure it in depth of commitment. And commitment has no expiration date. You were not born to taste the beginning and abandon the feast. You were born to finish, to arrive, to stand at the end of the road you chose and say, I did not flinch, I did not fold, I did not let the noise become my decision. That is who you are, not who you are becoming, who you already are, beneath the doubt and the delay and the exhaustion. Now walk like it, now speak like it, now live like it, because the world is waiting for the version of you that never quits, and that version has been waiting for you to stop asking for permission and start making the decision. Make it now, make it final, make it yours.